You can get the Redmi A7 Pro right now for just 126,000 naira or $90, making it one of the cheapest smartphones to buy in 2026. And for that price, you are getting a big 6.9-inch 120Hz display, 128 gigs of UFS 2.2 storage, and a lot more. But here's the thing, when a phone sounds this good at such a cheap price, there's usually a catch somewhere. So in this video, we're going to find out what Xiaomi sacrificed to hit this price and whether this is something you should buy or completely avoid. Kicking things off with the unboxing experience, what do you get in the box? Well, inside the package you get the smartphone itself, and after that you get the SIM ejector tool housed in a smaller box, USB A to C cable, a charging brick, and then a transparent squeegee case which actually feels pretty nice. One thing I must point out before we move on is that most Redmi packages around the world usually come with just the phone and a cable. So this is something we should appreciate in Nigeria because, to be honest, not a lot of people get this kind of luck. And if you're enjoying this video, kindly like the video right now and subscribe for more useful videos just like this one. Thank you very much. And that leads us to design and build quality. How good is it considering this is a cheap $90 phone? I must say that it's a bit disappointing that this phone looks almost exactly like its predecessor, the Redmi A5. Like seriously, can you actually tell the difference? You probably can't, but if you can, let me know what you think is different down there in the comment section. However, two things compensate for all of that. First is the material of the phone itself. Despite it being plastic, the rear is completely resistant to fingerprint smudges just like the A5, which is something I really love seeing in phones at this price range. And second is the build quality. For a plastic finish, this thing is sturdy. There are no signs of flexing or bending, which makes it feel surprisingly premium and honestly quite hard for most people to tell that it's a cheap phone. It also has dust and water splash resistance, something Xiaomi calls an IP52 rating according to their official website. So even if the design is basically recycled from last year, the things that actually matter are still very good. But now, let's talk about the external features. What exactly are you getting? On the left side of the phone, you get the SIM card slot which supports two SIM cards and a memory card at the same time. On the right side, you get the volume rockers and the power button which doubles as a fingerprint scanner. Good to see. At the bottom, you get a headphone jack, microphone, USB Type-C port, and a mono speaker setup which is actually quite loud. A lot of people might not like mono speakers, but considering the price, I honestly don't think it's something worth complaining about. Now, complaining about the speakers won't even matter if the display wasn't good. So how good is the Redmi A7 Pro screen? Well, this phone comes with a 6.9-inch 720p IPS LCD panel with a 120Hz refresh rate, and there are two things wrong with this display most people are not talking about. The first one is the screen size. 6.9 inches might look big on paper and impressive for consuming content, but here's the thing, this is a phone, not a tablet. A phone, and you are going to spend most of your time using it with one hand. Because of the size, it becomes almost impossible to comfortably use it one-handed, especially if you have smaller hands. And the second issue here is the teardrop notch. Since this is literally 2026, and someone please help me ask Xiaomi why we're still getting a teardrop notch when almost every body phone now comes with a hole punch cutout. It's frustrating because it's something they absolutely can do, they just don't want to. However, everything I just mentioned still doesn't stop this from being a good screen. It's very smooth thanks to the 120Hz refresh rate, gets reasonably bright at 800 nits, and overall it's just very good for content consumption, which is what actually matters. So that leads us to the performance, and this is where things start getting interesting. At first glance, I was annoyed that we're still getting the same chipset from last year, the Unisoc T7250. However, you also have to understand that for Xiaomi to get the Redmi A7 Pro's price this low, a lot of corners had to be cut, and unfortunately, this is one of them. But overall, it's still good for the price. Running basic applications, light multitasking, and even a little bit of gaming, this phone handles things pretty efficiently without major issues. But it doesn't end there because if you look properly, there's actually an upgrade here. Last year's Redmi A5 came with up to 128 gigs of eMMC 5.1 storage, while the A7 Pro levels things up to UFS 2.2 storage, which helps applications open faster and generally makes the phone feel more responsive. I initially thought buying this phone wouldn't give you any better performance than the A5, but I guess I was wrong. Now, what are we getting when we look at the software? Well, the Redmi A7 Pro runs HyperOS based on Android 16, the regular Android version, not the Go edition we got last year on the Redmi A5. But don't get too excited. HyperOS, in my brutally honest opinion, feels a bit bland and lacking in several areas. Sure, it looks clean with the minimal bloatware, simple quick toggles, and the decent Gemini tool. But when you compare it to what the competition, Tecno, Infinix, and Itel bring to the table, it starts falling behind. There are no standard features like Free Link, or the numerous AI abilities that have become one of the best selling points in this price category. That said, that doesn't automatically make the software bad because most people don't even use AI features anyway, but it's still something you need to bear in mind before thinking about buying this phone. But what about the battery experience? Is it any good? Well, this is probably the most unique aspect of the phone because in one area it's unbelievably good and in the other it's genuinely disappointing. The Redmi A7 Pro is powered by a massive 6000 mAh battery, but when it comes to charging, we're only getting 15 watts, which is honestly crazy by 2026 standards considering how much battery there is to fill up. I mean, they could have given us 33 watts, 25 watts or even 18 watt charging, but 15 watts? Nah bro, that's too poor. Do you hear that, Xiaomi? Too poor. However, there's still a silver lining here. The huge 6000 mAh battery compensates for all of that because it's easily good enough to last most users an entire day no matter what they are doing, and realistically you'll probably just end up charging the phone overnight anyway, meaning you won't notice the slow charging speed as much. Now, if you thought that was bad, wait till you see what we're getting when we look at the cameras, and I'm serious because this might actually be the worst aspect of this phone. Imagine this is 2026 where most flagship phones are using 108 megapixel or even 200 megapixel cameras, and then all of a sudden they decide to go backwards to those ridiculous low resolution 8 megapixel cameras from like 2008. Well, Xiaomi just did this with this phone, and on paper it honestly feels like they travel backwards in time. The Redmi A7 Pro comes with a 30 megapixel main camera setup, which is a massive downgrade from the 32 megapixel main camera on last year's Redmi A5. It sounds pretty mediocre, not gonna lie, but surprisingly the photos are still good regardless. The colors remain fairly consistent and the pictures still come out nicely as long as you give the cameras enough lighting to work with. I can even say that side by side with the A5, it's slightly better despite having a much lower resolution. Video on the way is still capped at 1080p, and while it's good enough for casual recording, it definitely isn't made for any serious work. I genuinely thought the cameras were going to be a complete disaster, but thankfully they are still about as good as cameras at this price usually get. So now that we have seen the major caveats and what this phone brings to the table, should you actually buy this phone or just skip it? Well, the answer honestly depends on what you are looking for in a smartphone. Redmi phones usually focus on keeping things simple and don't really offer a lot of flashy features, but that's because they are targeted at people who genuinely don't care about all of that stuff. And the A7 Pro especially still feels like a decent improvement over its predecessor with the faster storage, newer software and bigger battery, which a lot of people will still take as a win. But if you are someone who is obsessed with AI features or deep customization, then you are probably better off getting something like the Infinix Smart 20 since it just launched recently. I'm currently working on a comparison between this phone and the Smart 20 because the Pop 20 still isn't available yet, so subscribe if you don't want to miss that. And if you actually want to know what the Smart 20 comes with, click the card on your screen right now and I'll tell you all about it.